Footy looks like it is coming back. The NRL...
But one thing's for sure, the last couple of months have been bloody weird.
Players borrowing whatever they can while the season 2020 is in limbo.
Todd Greenberg's reign is over.
Fans of one referee.
I'm not sort of adverse to one or two.
What is happening, Papua New Guinea? It's your boy KVG Kumuli here. I hope you guys are doing well in PNG, Papua New Guinea, and I hope you're excited. The news, which I thought was never going to happen, has finally come true. This week we are seeing the restart of the National Rugby League Round 3, and I'm excited to discuss some of the fixtures that we're going to be seeing this week. First off, on Thursday, the 28th of May, Brisbane Broncos take on the Parramatta EELS. That's the first game of the restart of the NRL season. The Broncos versus the EELS. Lodge, likely Mahoney to start, and two of the NRL's undefeated teams will go head-to-head on the relaunch on Thursday. Both Brisbane and Parramatta were very impressive in March before COVID-19 stopped the season with back-to-back wins. They obviously started the season well, and they'll be hoping to continue that as they go into this round 3 game. Parramatta head north of the border to Suncorp Stadium for the first matchup between the teams since their finals clash last year. And the Broncos have their first opportunity to exact revenge for their 58-0 thrashing at the hands of the Eels in the playoffs. So if you're a Broncos fan or an Eels fan, let me know down below what's the score going to be. Are you excited for the start of the NRL season kicking off again this Thursday? Broncos against the Eels. Next up on Friday the 29th of May, the Cowboys against the Titans. North Queensland Cowboys versus the Titans, an all Queensland affair. The Queensland Derby will be part of the Round 3 Telstra Premiership restart. The Titans will be looking for their first win of the season against the Cowboys. And North Queensland split their opening 2 matches of the season before the break due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Cowboys have a relatively settled squad, whilst their rookie coach Justin Holbrook has had to deal with plenty of issues in the last couple of months. And Callum Watkins, of course, returned to the UK, and fullback Brimson's been ruled out with a back problem. So I think the Cowboys should edge that game against the Titans. Also, this Friday, the Sydney Roosters take on the Rabbitohs, an all-Sydney affair. Big game. Big game. I know a lot of PNG fans of the Rabbitohs and the Roosters. This will be, I think, one of the games of the round, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. So, Roosters versus Rabbitohs. Cordner's back. Jason Roberts is out. There'll be no love lost when the Roosters and the Rabbitohs, who share history going back to the Premiership Foundation year of 1908, when they clash in the Friday night blockbuster, and I think it will be a blockbuster. So, turning our attention to the Saturday fixtures, New Zealand Warriors against the Dragons. New Zealand Warriors, of course, left New Zealand 2 weeks ago, leaving their families. Really tough for their players, going into isolation, and a great deal of commitment shown by them. So, hats off to the New Zealand Warriors. Fair play to them for doing that. They've of course relocated from Auckland to New South Wales because of these travel restrictions, and they really will want to get a win, the Warriors, after of course losing their first 2 games in March. The Dragons are in exactly the same boat after suffering defeats at the hands of the West Tigers and the Panthers in rounds 1 and 2. I think the Warriors will win this one by at least 2 tries. One of the other games on Saturday, the 30th of May, round 3 of the NRL, the Cronulla Sharks against the West Tigers. Another game to get excited for. Of course, we're just all excited that rugby league has come back, and we can watch it and enjoy it again in this tough time. They've both got new look lineups when they restart their season this Saturday. The Sharks welcome back Brighton Nakora, and Matt Moylan might be back from injury also, the fullback. Chad Townsend picked up a thumb injury at training, I understand. But he should play in the game. They'll also have to cope with that Bronson Sherry, who's been suspended after failing a drugs test. For West Tigers, Moses Mbai is over his knee injury, so he'll play. And Luke Brooks will also give them a bit of star power alongside the #1 star on that side, in my opinion, the veteran Benji Marshall, who looked very well. He played very well, in rounds 1 and 2. Just sort of showing that age isn't a factor. Benji Marshall, fantastic player in his prime. Still going strong. The last game on Saturday, the 30th of May, is the mighty Melbourne Storm. Of course, Justin Olam's mighty Melbourne Storm, fresh off his new 2-year contract. He is with Melbourne Storm until 2022. Well done, Justin. And he will be in the starting lineup against the Raiders. Another close game, I expect. The Melbourne Storm, of course, have got home advantage, but the Raiders look very strong before COVID-19 stopped the season. Both the Storm and the Raiders are considered to be genuine Premiership contenders, so this will be another good game. Canberra, of course, were impressive in knocking over the Gold Coast Titans and the Warriors in rounds 1 and 2. And they're close to full strength. Their injury list is not too bad at the moment. Melbourne, of course, they got to a good start with a win over Manly, with another tight win over Cronulla Sharks. I think this will be a very, very close game, and I think the Melbourne Storm to just edge that one in the victory. Moving then to Sunday, the 31st of May, the first game, the Penrith Panthers against the Newcastle Knights. Now, Penrith and Newcastle were two of the undefeated surprise packets in the first 2 weeks of the 2020 Telstra Premiership before COVID-19 changed all that. The Panthers upset the Roosters in round 1, of course, if you remember, and then they came from behind to defeat the Dragons. Under their new coach, Adam O'Brien, the Knights kicked off their finals campaign with a 20-0 victory over the Warriors and a thumping big triumph over the West Tigers. So I think the Panthers look in a good vein of form, despite the break due to COVID-19, to win this one. So Panthers to win for me. And rounding off the last game of round 3 of the NRL, who can believe that I'm actually saying that we're back, we're watching rugby league again. This Sunday, the Manly Sea Eagles against the Bulldogs. Manly Sea Eagles against the Dogs. Of course, Manly started the 2020 campaign with a disappointing loss to Melbourne, but they bounced back to beat the Roosters in round 2. And a recent trend for the Dogs, of course, they've kicked off their campaign slowly. They went down to the EELS and the Cowboys in back-to-back Thursday night defeats. Canterbury's defence is strong, but they're going to need to show more in attack. I think Manly will win this one, but yeah, let me know what you think. So guys, that rounds off my preview of round 3 of the NRL. So excited that rugby league is back. I hope you're doing well in Papua New Guinea at this time. Hope you can get near a TV screen. I hope the COVID-19 measures won't prevent you this weekend and this Thursday from tuning in and cheering on Justin Olam. Make sure you get to a TV screen and cheer on Justin Olam this weekend. Let's hope that he can get back to the high form that he showed last year, which obviously was the factor in Melbourne Storm giving him a new contract. Let's hope he can get back in. He stayed fit and he can score a few tries this weekend. Thanks for watching, and yeah, please like and subscribe and catch.
KVG